innovation, community-based design, cultural planning, design history dan theory of design. Okay, dan insyaAllah hari ini Pak Ridhwan akan membicarakan berkaitan tajuk iaitu Inclusive Grow in Creative Community. Okay, dan tanpa melengahkan masa, saya mempersilakan Pak Ridhwan untuk share slide dan berkongsi ilmu kepada kami semua. Terima kasih.
Oke, baik.
Silakan.
Suara saya terdengar jelas?
Ya.
Oke, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Pertama mungkin saya ingin ucapkan terima kasih banyak atas kesempatannya, karena bagi saya ini merupakan sebuah opportunity yang sangat luar biasa untuk dapat bertemu dengan beberapa dosen gitu ya, ada Dr. Wan dan seluruh tim beserta juga mahasiswa dari UITM. Terima kasih banyak, thank you so much for having me and for the invitation. Jadi saya akan coba share tentang apa yang saya kerjakan selama ini dan juga berkaitan dengan research and my thesis in Chiba University. So saya coba mulai dengan perkenalan secara singkat mungkin ya. Nama saya Muhammad Ridhwan. Saya adalah product designer dan researcher yang berbasis di Bandung di Indonesia. Kemudian biasanya rekan-rekan saya memanggil saya Ridhwan atau Eme, dan saya mengerjakan beberapa projects, research and initiatives yang tidak hanya semata-mata product design, tapi juga selalu ada irisannya dengan another sectors of creative industry, for example like music and then subcultures, lalu ada architectural approach also ya. Jadi saya bekerja juga dengan placemaking Indonesia di beberapa proyek terakhir, dan inilah yang membawa saya memperdalam keilmuan desain yang tidak hanya desain produk gitu ya, not only designing an objects gitu ya, tapi beyond than that. So karena mungkin latar belakang saya juga sebelumnya in my high school saya belajar tentang social more than natural science. So yeah, I have more interest on social approach gitu. Lalu dari situlah saya melihat adanya banyak potensi di product design, kemudian juga berkaitan dengan education karena one of my goals to be a future teacher, design lecture gitu ya, dan juga berkaitan dengan community development and creative industry. So I always open myself to work more with different and diverse backgrounds, diverse perspectives. So to open up more opportunity in the future. Ya, so saya akan memulai dengan pertanyaan yang mendasar tentang yang saya sendiri pun juga masih belajar dan mempelajari bagaimana seorang desainer memiliki sense di ranah sosial gitu ya. Bagaimana kita sebagai part of the community, part of the society, and then as a human being, also part of in the bigger picture is like social innovation. So one of the interesting research from Josie Yi, and she mentioned about the role of designers in social innovation. So briefly about social innovation, you may know like innovation always have something with technology, and then it has like gaps between the community and the technology. But here the social innovation is more like something from grassroots, so everyone can invent or can make something, and it also considered as a innovation. So it's like more like democratize the innovation itself. It's not like something higher memiliki hanya orang-orang pintar atau intelek yang bisa membuat inovasi, tetapi juga masyarakat sendiri bisa menciptakan sebuah ide baru dan juga inovasi. Jadi bagi kita sebagai designer, what are the roles of designers in social innovation? So she mentioned about 4 main pillars. So the first one is main agents. Bagaimana seorang designer as an expert, as a catalyst. Also we have like a specific research interest. Bagaimana untuk akhirnya bisa
Maaf mencela Pak Ridhwan.
ya
Pak Ridhwan,
ya
slide-nya ada menggunakan slide kan, tapi ianya tidak bergerak.
oh tidak bergerak, sebentar, stop
Ya.
sharing. Oke, sebentar. Maaf sebentar ya. Apakah sekarang sudah terlihat?
Ya, sudah terlihat, tapi di page masih di page 1. Okey.
Sekarang sudah berpindah?
Ya, sudah.
Oke. Ya,
Okey.
tadi sekilas tentang penjelasan perkenalan saya sendiri. Kemudian ini baru di page ini tadi ya, bagaimana sebetulnya kita merefleksikan kembali the roles of designers or as a design students in social innovation. Jadi ada beberapa kata kunci atau spesifiknya ada 4 di sini yang menjelaskan bagaimana desainer itu berperan penting dalam social innovation. The first one is about an expert, designer as a catalyst, untuk akhirnya bisa membawa sebuah inovasi itu bersama masyarakat. Kemudian sebagai intermediaries atau perantara gitu ya, bagaimana desainer juga berperan untuk akhirnya facilitate and also translate the stakeholders ideas or wishes gitu, karena kita termasuk profesi yang dapat dikatakan memiliki kemampuan untuk mengekspresikan sesuatu, kemudian juga memvisualisasikan sesuatu. And then advocates gitu ya, bagaimana designers also bisa mengencourage participatory process. Jadi sense untuk akhirnya bisa mengomunikasikan sesuatu dengan stakeholders itu juga peran yang sangat penting dan tidak kalah penting di tengah arus the digital era. We are as a designer also has potential to be a futurist. For example, like to imagining like what the future will be, the scenarios and so on. Jadi ini menjadi landasan awal bagaimana seorang desainer memiliki peran penting di ranah social innovation. Sebentar. Lalu kita mulai dengan membahas creative community, but specifically based on my research, jadi akan lebih fokus juga ke ranah yang disebut dengan creative space atau creative community space. So jadi secara pembahasan akan sedikit lebih melebar gitu ya. Jadi over past decades, we've seen growing number of creative community space. Maybe it's not only in Indonesia but also in Malaysia, in some part of the world. Also something like a makerspace. Also it's quite familiar. Hubs or galleries, or also like shared working space like that. Also some cafes or some coffee shop, they held some exhibitions or like talks about design, about public space issue and so on. And according to Turing, this space emerged as place for experimentation and then collaboration, and also something like organic learning that is not only in a campus or in a university, but we also learn from the creative community space like this. And it's like not only a workplace, but also like the social environments. And in Bandung, especially, the creative activities often grow informally, like organic. from the communities. It's like community driven, not something like top down planning from the government, something like that. And uh, when we talk about space, we often adopt from the architectural approach. One of the interesting point is placemaking context, and this is where the placemaking becomes important. And placemaking helps to transform a space, a physical space, into a place that has a meaning, and has value, and also the emotional attachment or interesting experience. So it's not just about design, but how people experience, use, and feel connected to the place. Yeah. So, and then to understand the creative communities, we need to kind of zoom out first, and also we often hear about the creative economy, and then the creative industry and the creative hubs as a meeting point. At the core of all this are creative communities, and the people and the relationship, and sustain everything else in between. So the key definition about a creative community is something related to cross-sector creative industry, where the community, government, or education, like academics, that has work together, and then bringing the education and the private sector also to work together. And for the creative community space, something like physical commons or a physical space where this collaboration happens. So they can be hubs, they can be galleries, libraries, event space, and library also shop, and so on. And yeah, and we move to the inclusive growth. Jadi bagaimana sebuah creative community also um, menekankan lebih pada sesuatu yang berkaitan dengan pertumbuhan yang inklusif atau menyeluruh. Jadi when we run something like a creative community program in the space, it's not only the stakeholders or the owner, the management that got the benefit of the economy in this context, but also everyone that lives surrounding by the place, by the space. Jadi the inclusive growth means growth that benefits more people, not just faster growth, but also like it recognize that grow now and also redistribute later doesn't work. So instead, who benefits, and also where does growth happen, and who is left out. So social and environmental outcomes really matter in this context, and as much as the economics ones. So it's also important to run something with good benefit, like a profitable, good income, but also how to distribute to the people outside the space. So this is what of one of my findings from my master thesis, and this diagram shows that creative community space has a uh, unique spectrum, and also it's all about the creativity, the community, and space. Creativity, that means something like a vision or goals, and also the activity that happen at some space. And a community, it can be something like discipline, for us like a design backgrounds, also the approach or the outcome. And space, it's about typology or the product and service that is not only something like physical, but also like something intangible, like service. So yeah, this is one of the main characteristic or core characteristic of creative community space. Some of them, they run creative community space driven by the commercial or the business purposes. The other one, they build a space based on what they need as a community. So it's driven by initiatives of communities, and they share more something like educational or cultural based program. And then this is also the core characteristic of creative communities, that often we also recognize as a part of the communities. It can be something like openness, and then the participation, collaboration, and something like organic and shared. So it's not like only individual, but also like collectively they want to reach something together. And yeah, also this page, I wanted to say that the cross disciplinary is really important. One this is one of the key strength of creative communities in is diversity. Uh, Again, the different disciplines, backgrounds, and experience meet in one place. So this cross disciplinary interaction often open up the ideas, new collaboration, and more inclusive outcomes. And next one is about the space, especially the creative community space, usually operate through the three main activities: the program, product, and the platform. You can see here like some of the space they run a workshop or the exhibition, and then they also need to develop the product like services or the facility, or they also showcase some local products, and they sell it also there. And the platform, in this contemporary era, we also need to expand the information and the network through internet, yeah, like a website or the application or social media. So people can see like what happened in your space, and then they also will tertarik untuk akhirnya bisa come to your space. Talking about research, existing research yang berkaitan dengan creative community space, most studies still focus on the toolkit for the physical and typology of creative community space, and also the cultural pattern mapping. But what's missing is a deeper understanding of social interaction, experience, activity, and impact. Um, in the other hand, also the long-term community benefits also important, and this gap is important if we want to make a creative community space to support and promote more the inclusive growth. So yeah, this is one of the some of the examples to address apa ya, ketika some creative community ingin membuat want to initiate the creative community space. They already exist some of the toolkits or strategies, but again, it's not enough. I think we need more, how to make an impact, and also how to make a changes in social context and also in the economic context. And this is also, I have to mention about the importance of social networking in creative community space, because creativity, as Pak Isan mentioned, ketika kita membuat sebuah kreativitas, itu tidak bisa terlepas dari adanya interaksi dengan komunitas, kemudian juga memiliki banyak networks gitu ya. Itu juga menjadi penting untuk seorang desainer, seorang kreatif bisa apa ya, memunculkan berbagai macam pembaruan atau misalkan inovasi tadi gitu. Ketika kita mengkoneksikan semuanya. Dan mungkin I have to mention a little bit about Bandung City. Mungkin beberapa mahasiswa, students from UITM already been to Bandung ya. last year. And then Bandung is often called as a creative city. UNESCO is part of member of UNESCO Design Cities Network, and because of its strong cultural history, ITB is one of the first school of architecture, design and art in Indonesia, and also the creative economy. Also, the more importantly, the creativity in Bandung is community driven, so it's not like policy driven. It's more like grassroots. Some communities, they initiate their own program, their own movement like that. And Bandung is city as a home of creative community space, not only in the other city, but many creative community space in Bandung grow organically from the collectives or the artists, designers, and local initiatives. They also reflect the local identity and social bonds and the organic collaboration. And then we are now try to also answer this part, like why do we need the physical creative community space in Bandung, and why it has like the important role, like even in this digital era. This creative community space uh, cannot be replaced by digital. So I got some answers from the community itself, like the physical creative community space in Bandung is still needed because of the engagement and attachment. For example, sometimes we have our connection in digital or in our device, but um, always, we don't have the same experience, and also the details and the atmosphere. Ketika kita datang ke sebuah ruangan, we see the details, we see the textures, we can touch it. Hands-on experience also important here. So that's why the physical space is really important. And also as a human, as a social well-being, also we need to interact in person. Meskipun kita sekarang semua bisa mencari informasi, kemudian berinteraksi, berkomunikasi with only one, hanya dengan thumb gitu ya, di device kita, tapi pada akhirnya interaksi yang berkaitan dengan fisik itu adalah sesuatu yang sangat tidak bisa digantikan dan really valuable. So to close this session, this sharing session, so so creative community space can create social impact, but also does the creative community space here, also in Malaysia, maybe we can also share our perspective, have a social impact and promote inclusive growth. Because what I got from my master thesis, also the creative community space can create social impact. They foster connection and then knowledge exchange, cultural sustainability, and also the economic opportunities. But only if inclusion is intentionally designed and practiced. So as a designer, I think it's important to know, like, and to getting to know to the society itself, what they needed, and also what can we do with our approach as a designer, as a creatives. So let's open up the opportunity, not only we are as a industrial or product designer, but we have to collaborate more with other diverse backgrounds and profession or discipline. Okay, I think to conclude, inclusive growth in creative community space happens when space support people and also people support each other, and yeah, that and growth is shared fairly and equal. Yeah, so thank you so much. Terima kasih atas perhatiannya. Looking forward for discussion session. Terima kasih, Dr. Wan.
Yeah, thank you so much, Pak Ridhwan. Okay, this is what we call very fruitful information from you, Pak Ridhwan. Okay, what can I say from these discussions? Okay, they have 2 points that I got from your presentation today, which is the first is the social environment strongly influence that how to creative community operate, which is especially on design, creative practice, and shifting space to space and place. Okay, and the idea of inclusive growth is very interesting, which is highlight very important things that creative and development have a benefit for everyone, which is inclusive growth can prevent something like it's not the social, but from my point of view is can attract the broader participants to allow communities and grow together. Okay, saya harap this is satu perbincangan dan boleh maybe a further discussion for this research. Is very interesting, I think. So thank you so much, Pak Ridhwan, for your presentation for today. ご参加いただき誠にありがとうございました。Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Okay. Okay, kita sudah ada Pak Didi kan di talian?
Sudah, Dr. Wan. Selamat pagi. Assalamualaikum
Selamat
semuanya.
pagi.